In the previous video, we had installed Ubuntu 23.10 server. Now today we shall see how to upgrade, how to install the required softwares, required services, required applications on this vanilla version. So let us first log in to the server. This is where the login is. We had created a user called test1. We had okay, there we have logged in. Now what we will do is, I'll make this full screen and show you how to go about things now. So let us do, first of all, let us upgrade all the update all the packages that we have installed. So let us say sudo update. In fact, it is sudo apt update. It will ask me for my password. Now it has started updating whatever. Having updated this, we shall install the GUI. Okay, there is nothing to update, but we can upgrade certain packages. This is upgrading certain packages. The packages are being updated now. The packages will get downloaded and then they will be unpacked and then installed. One has to be very patient when we are upgrading or updating or installing anything new on a Linux server. One has to be very patient. Well, the upgrade is almost about to finish now. We shall cover the last part here. You can see on the bottom line it's increasing, so installation is almost all about getting over. Last line you can read generating boot init rd img. So it is generating the initial RAM disk. That means the kernel has also been upgraded. Now since we want to use the new upgraded kernel, we will have to restart the system. So let's do that. Let's wait for a few seconds. When the upgrading is complete, let us restart the system. It is asking me what all things do I want to restart. I will say okay, just say okay here. Whatever it wants, it can restart. So let's reboot the system. Reboot. Well, the system is getting rebooted now. Okay, it is asking for my login. It is test1, password is given. I have logged in as test1. Now I want to install a GUI because we are quite comfortable working with a GUI. When there is no GUI, we find it very difficult to work. So I will have to install a GUI on this. It can be done by saying sudo apt install Ubuntu desktop minimal. Ubuntu desktop minimal. You can see a whole host of packages, lot of packages are going to get installed. It says need to download 557 MB of archives, and after this operation 1.788 GB of additional disk space will be required. We will say yes, please go ahead and do this. So let it continue downloading. We shall come after this operation. We will again have to reboot the system so that it starts in the GUI mode. Everything will be installed. All the things will be installed now. You just need to be very patient because it is downloading and unpacking, then installing and setting up. All sorts of things are happening in the background. Well, it's about 9 seconds remaining. Okay, the download is complete. Now the installation process has begun. Let's come back after a while when the installation is just about to finish. There is nothing to show during the installation or during this upgrade what is happening, not necessary. So let's wait. This procedure takes a reasonably long period of time, maybe 10 minutes roughly, or a little more also. So let's be patient. You can see a lot of packages are being installed. Unpacking them, installing them takes a little bit of time. Not a little bit, a lot of time. So let's wait, let's be patient. It's been 15 minutes since I started the upgradation, since I started installing the desktop on a server. It is going at a very slow pace. It's boring, but we have to be patient. Almost 20 minutes have elapsed since we started. It is still at about 50%. Just to show you the progress, I am pausing the recording from time to time. It has been almost 35 minutes now. If you recall, when we installed the Alma Linux server, GUI was installed by default. Here in this case, in case of Ubuntu, GUI is not installed by default. Actually, the server doesn't need a GUI, but we are all more comfortable using GUI, hence the GUI is required. Otherwise, server functioning does not require a GUI. In fact, you don't even need a monitor. In that case, the installation is called a headless installation. Let us wait. Eighty percent installation is completed. By the way, I am using a laptop which is a Ryzen processor based laptop with just about 8 GB of RAM and 1 TB hard disk. I am using for virtualization, I am using QEMU KVM. I have already downloaded all the ISO files for Ubuntu, Fedora and Alma Linux and Rocky Linux, and I am installing from those. 90% installation is done, only 10% remains. On my laptop I am using Linux Mate 22 operating system, and this recording is being done using OBS Studio version 30.0.2 is the version. I am not very good at Shortcut, which is the editor, so I am learning it. Over a period of time I will learn it and the videos will become more and more fine. Okay, all the tasks are finished now. We can have a reboot of the system. So let's say reboot. Let's reboot the system. This rebooting is required because a new kernel, a new init.rd, all new services were installed in our previous task. So a restart is required. Normally after this stage you won't need a restart of the operating system on the server. You just don't need to restart. Well, there we are. The system has booted completely. Let's say we'll log in as test user. And there we are on full screen. This is Ubuntu 23.10 server with a GUI. And now you can have a few things done after this. Let's start a terminal. Now before that it will ask me to customize this. We will say we will skip this step. We don't want online accounts to be installed on this server. I will not want the information to be sent to Canonical, so I'll say don't send. Privacy, location services, we will not enable anything. That's done. So we are now ready to go. Let us say the version of operating system, say LSB release -a. So this is Ubuntu 23.10. Code name is Mantic. Release is 23.10. Let's clear the screen. That's it. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you need any other information, please let me know.